Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It is Sunday, and we are going over Bitcoin and Ethereum today. I just wanted to point out we are seeing our retrace come in from Friday and Saturday. Very, very low volume. So that's not exactly the ideal situation. We have this little bit of consolidation. We had that purple channel, that other channel, all this other stuff going on. So I cleaned it up. And just to show you that there's a little bit of a consolidation going. Technically, the bottom of this channel should go all the way down to the wick, but I'm just not going to include the wick, and I'm going to include these bodies instead. And the point I want to make today, by 8 p.m., we need to close above 30,800. And without that close above there at 8 p.m. today, we will probably be going and visiting the downside all over again to test this low before we can decide on going higher. The reason why I'm saying that is the weekly Bollinger Band is all the way at 30,880, and if we're closing outside and opening outside of the weekly Bollinger Band, the daily, the 4-hour, everything should only see sell pressure. And right now the volume is very weak with this floating up, so this to me already looks like a dead cat bounce to stop out some shorts before rolling right back over. We have about 30 more minutes before this 4-hour candle closes, so let's actually go right into the 4-hour. We have about 30 minutes left before this 4-hour closes, and then we can see how the price wants to react from there. But as of right now, we already are rejecting off the 55 EMA. If we can close this 4-hour above 30,100 and then open the next one, we can look for us to continue a little bit higher. And I do have this measured move, so if we do break up out of the 55 EMA, I can assume that we go all the way up to 31,300-ish. And then see if we open and close there. But if we reject off of this and the wick and then we close back under this $30,800 level, I would assume that we're just going to roll back down and come back into this channel and then probably follow out this big measured move around 8 p.m., which is when the CME opens. So I don't know if this is how it's going to play out. Let's see if we get past this high or not. If we can't get past this high, then obviously I'm expecting us to roll over. But the first step is, can we close above this 55 EMA or not? If we do, then we have a little bit more resistance at the top of the Bollinger Band, which is 30,400. And then on top of that, we have 30,800, which is our weekly level that we want to claim for upside next week. Aside from that, everyone has their own way of doing their TA. People don't like this triangle formation, people don't like channel. Well, I can't make everyone happy. The point of the matter is the channel is, see this consolidation, we are literally hitting the top. If this channel was extended to the top, which I will do real quick. I can't do it because I have my paintbrush on. If I was extending this channel to the top, we basically are finding resistance right near the top of that, as well as the top of this blue triangle consolidation situation. So this channel I had on the hourly, and then now we can see that we are breaking outside of it and we are rejecting really hard. As you can see real time, we are rejecting very hard off that 55 EMA, and that's because the 4 hours is about to close. So when the next 4-hour opens, since we're still above the 21 EMA, we still have a chance to claim that 55 EMA on the next 4-hour candle. And if there's volume, it's very possible. But we have to wait and see how that goes. So we're going to follow up with this later. And follow me in our Discord group, which is in the descriptions below. And you will see us be discussing this all real time as the daily close comes. If we close this 4-hour even under the 29,800, I mean, that's another sign of warning that, hey, this is still weak and we still need some more volume to come through. Even though we do have some nice volume on this 4-hour, the next 4-hour has to carry us up. And if it doesn't and we get another wick like this is a hard rejection. We'll more than likely roll on over. And the first warning is the 29,600 to the downside. Closing 29,600 to the downside with any time frame will give you the first red light, like, hey, we're losing the 21 EMA, and then the downside is more likely. After the downside does begin, we have the bottom of this triangle consolidation, which is at 29,175, and then breaking under there, we have the last level of support, which is at 28,600, $700 level, which we've been fighting for these last few weeks. And then from there, we can start initiating our measured move, which these targets at 27,500 and then 25,400, which was the last wick low. Coming into these areas under 27,500, you should assume that this wick is probably going to get filled due to this price efficiency, how fast it was. So just keep these levels in mind for Bitcoin. Let's move to Ethereum on a daily. Ethereum on a daily still has a lot of its doodles, so I'm going to remove this real quick. But we were looking for downside pressure, and then if the downside pressure came in, we would have been seeing this rolling over effect, but it's already occurring in a different fashion over here. It looks like it's doing it on the daily as opposed to the 4-hour. So as you can see, we found a little bit of support on this green channel to the upside. We are bouncing off of it right now. It's a very, very weak volume on a daily, but the daily just opened, so we have 12 more hours to see how that goes. So just be patient for the daily to play out. It is imperative that today we close above this 1995 level, otherwise we're going to look for some real downside weakness. Ideally, we were looking for open and close in this 2200 area. If we can get into here, we can look for the next day to actually push up higher after the 21 EMA is claimed. But as of right now, we're looking a little bit weaker than we are on Bitcoin on a daily time frame, because we're not even testing into the golden pocket. I would assume that right now we are going to probably just go sideways due to the fact that there is no reason for us to advance any higher. I'm also going to do this triangle consolidation formation on Ethereum because they both are doing the exact same thing literally. So if we break out of this little consolidation and we start having opening and closes outside here, I will look for another push up because the 21 EMA is going to come into this golden pocket after these daily closes, one or two more. If we don't even make it in here, then just assume that, hey, we need to hold this 1995 level. If we lose this 1995 level, we have the bottom of this triangle consolidation, and losing that, we should be looking for lower. Around 1700-ish is where I have this measured move due to the fact that the wick is right here at 1950. Going to the 4-hour on Ethereum. Going to the 4-hour, we can see that we've been consolidating very tightly and going sideways. The volume right now is almost non-existent, but it is climbing up for the buy. So this is why we had this nice pump up right now. But the wick right now is showing you that this 55 EMA is being defended to the top side, and the 55 EMA is actually above our Bollinger Band. So we didn't even break our Bollinger Band yet at 2040. Having open and closes outside of the Bollinger Band, we can look for higher. And then when we get above the Bollinger Band and this 55 EMA and this triangle consolidation, we can look for the golden pocket and this 100 EMA being next level of resistance. Which is around 2,190. Until this area is claimed, we should just consider that we're going sideways and we're going to tighten up in this consolidation, and then we can see what happens when CME opens. If the markets look negative, and I mean, as of right now, we had this high, we had a higher high, okay, with a higher low, but now we have lower lows, lower low, another lower high, same low, lower high, same low. So this is consolidating very tightly, and the volume is not that great. Any volume can now push this price any direction, so be wary of the top side targets, be wary of the downside targets. Ethereum is a little bit weaker in my eyes than Bitcoin. So just keep that into consideration. If Bitcoin decides to pump, maybe it'll drag ETH along with it. But since ETH is weaker and ETH decides to dump, ETH might drag Bitcoin along with it. So just keep an eye on both assets due to the fact that they both are kind of tied to each other in one way or the other. The other thing I wanted to point out is that right now, since the CME is closed, we are looking for this to be claimed for the weekly uptrend to begin. But if this does not get claimed by the end of the day today and we still float around here and CME opens and we start rolling down, well, the 1715 was just one target. We have 1300 as the other target to the downside, and we have 924 and these other targets that we've mentioned on our weekly recap videos, 852, 632. We're waiting for these targets after this consolidation comes to a conclusion. If this consolidation goes to the upside, we have our targets to the upside, aka 2464 and above, 25, 2690. And then we have our targets to the downside. And then these thin lines are the fibs of this consolidation. These thick lines are the fibs for the consolidation on the weekly time frame. So we have our guideposts to see which way we expect it to break. We won't know until volume and actual candles tell us that. So be patient with your price, monitor it, watch your volume, look for divergences. Right now the volume is looking like a bearish and we're going up. So I mean, I would be considering that a bearish divergence. If we can't get above 55 EMA, that would be a good area to short with the stop right above, so you can ride it right back to the 21 EMA to collect your profit. So that's how I would be looking at this, but you obviously can take it anyway. This is my warnings to you guys for this weekend's close at 8 p.m. I would say around 6 p.m. when the CME opens Central Time, you'll see a lot of the volatility, and 8 p.m. will be the conclusion. I am going to be being very patient until I see the 8 p.m. candle close, and then I'll actually be waiting for New York Stock Exchange to open on Monday at 9:30 before I would actually make any moves, and I'm going to let the price acclimate to this information until then. Aside from that, guys, if you have any questions or concerns, leave it in the section below. I'll be glad to answer them for you. Don't forget, we have the Discord group in our descriptions below, so you can join there and ask me real time. And then if you have not liked and subscribed and pressed the bell button notification already, please do, so you get the real-time information as soon as I drop it, so you can add, defend, and make the necessary changes to your portfolio as you need. And aside from that, just have a great day, trade safe. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next video. Thank you so much for your time. Talk to you soon, and don't forget, I love you.